Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Melissa Vance here at the red carpet at the Chamber's annual dinner and night at the movies.
Ivy Cares is a grassroots operation that was born out of a faculty member on campus seeing a need and saying, I want to do something about this.
Loose. All right then, said Jack, and the medium-sized devil fell splat on the floor. He was out of the shop and down the road as fast as his legs could carry him.
Great. I love coming out, seeing, I like being out at the IU East campus where we've been in the past, but it's really neat to see the downtown area.
We're talking about long-term impact. So what are we doing in our community? Well, when we started looking at this, we gathered our data. We said to ourselves, what's happening? Where are...
Meanwhile, on the campus of IU East, Timothy Frame had an awesome vision. That vision led Tim into the community to become the citizen of character, where he led the way in giving back. With a team affiliation at West End Bank and powers that include financial services, leadership, and public service, please welcome Tim Frame, the citizen of character, into the Alumni Hall of Fame, Excelsior.
All right, now we are going to take a look at documentaries. And the winner is The Rebirth of Fire Station 44, Sandra Long, Jim Mullett, the Omni Center for Public in, here he is, Carmel, Indiana.
Of Indiana University East. This afternoon's matchup is a River States Conference battle. The IU East Red Wolves are hosting the Eagles of Alice Lloyd College. With the call from Lingle Court, here's the voice of the IU East Red Wolves, Caleb Gillott.
Well, hello once again, and welcome to IU East men's basketball here on the Red Wolves Sports Network and WCTV. I'm Caleb Gillott, along with Drake Kogan on the call for this afternoon's matchup. It should be a great one as the IU East Red Wolves come into today's matchup with a record of 4-0, 15-2 in conference play, and the Eagles are 2-3 in conference play out of the West.
Claypool at forward, a 6'7" sophomore.
You're right. The Red Wolves did a good job of coming out here and proving their point and showing why they're the third-ranked team, but with that stretch,
Thank you for joining us on this edition of The Third Sector on WETV Channel 20. I'm not Rachel Hughes. I think you can tell that. I'm Eric Marsh, Executive Director of Whitewater Community Television, sitting in as guest host on this episode of The Third Sector, and glad to have our guests with us to talk about the Wayne County Foundation. And the guests are Lynn Clark, who is board chair, and Steve Borchers, whose title I've heard, President, CEO, all kinds of other things.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to the third sector in our brand new studio. We're excited to be here today. My guest today is Mary Walker with Wayne County Tourism. She's here to tell us about all the wonderful things that they're doing for our community. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know I'm going to get myself in trouble because I think I know more about this than I do, probably, but
Welcome to Wayne County Connection. I'm your host, Michael Swigert. It is my pleasure to have you join us again as we talk about Wayne County and events and activities that are promoting Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play. Our first guest today is Guy Guthrie. Please join me in welcoming him to the show. Guy, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Guy is the... Welcome to Wayne County Connection. I'm your host, Michael Swigert. It is my pleasure to have you join us again as we introduce you to somebody in our community that is making Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play. And join me in welcoming to the show now Stephanie McCurdy. She's the Executive Director, and Katie Anspaugh, the Head Trainer at Sunrise Therapeutic Writing Academy. Correct?
Sunrise Therapeutic Writing Center. Close
Center.
enough, though.
Close.
You did great.
I was thinking Trainer Learning Academy.
These things have been in place for a while.
What's interesting is the conversation has always been about how are we going to be a community that attracts business and companies. And maybe 3 or 4 years ago, Valerie Schaefer came to the Mayor's Council on Economic Vitality and said, folks, we have jobs, we need a workforce. So the framework of Forward Wayne County focuses on attracting, retaining, and developing the kind of human capital workforce that we're going to need to be prosperous. I think
But first, we're going to start with a gentleman who I met about 14 months ago. Has it been that long?
It has been. By the way, Harmony Glenn, I heard you got a great father. I have no idea who he is. I heard he's a good guy, good dude.
I've heard that, but I don't believe it.
You know, it is. It's amazing. You talked about the 14 months. So my very first experience here was a weekend. I was a guest with you, and